All right, so when we get into the mount position, I'm going to talk about some popular defenses you might already know. I'm going to talk about talking on a telephone defense. I'm going to talk about the leg grab defense, and I'm going to talk about just some early preventative measures you can take. So let's get into it. All right, so John has already done the work to get my arm across the body, and he's already started locking in the arm triangle. Let's talk about a couple of those escapes that I referenced. First is the telephone defense. The concept is his arm is choking me on this side of my neck, and then as he brings my arm across tight, my own shoulder and arm choke me on the other side, cuts the blood off to my brain, then that's what would cause me to pass out. So what most people do with this telephone defense is they put the hand on the ear as a way to take this shoulder away from my neck so I can kind of stay in here and survive the choke. I don't like the telephone defense because I feel like you're just delaying the inevitable. A person who has got a good arm triangle can just shoulder through this and choke you anyway, in my opinion. Another route people will take here sometimes is they'll bring one of their legs up and then they'll try to hook their arm and their other arm around their legs. Bring the leg up and they'll do this. They'll try to hook their arms together. And you'll see what a hard time I'm having doing this because my shoulders are not very flexible. So this escape, for a lot of people, it's hard in your shoulder. And some people who have shorter limbs, they can't even get to their leg. So this one's limited as well. All right, so let's talk about early prevention. So ideally, I would start executing this series of escapes as soon as my arm passes across and as soon as he locks in the arm triangle choke. But let's make it a little bit worse. Let's say that he locks it in, I'm late, and he walks off to the side. This is getting much worse now because his angle is getting better and he can put a lot more weight through his shoulder. All right, so my goal here is to reclaim my elbow position. Ideally, I want to move my elbow from this side of John's head all the way back to the other side. Of course, the problem is he's not just going to let me do that. So I'm going to execute a light bridge to my right. The problem with this is I would give my back if I actually undid his arm triangle. My back would be facing him. But what I'll do is I'll use that side as a little bit of a bait for him to flatten me back to my left. So I bridge this way, and then as he flattens me out, I use the momentum coming back to my left to execute a very aggressive bridge here with a mind to pull my elbow around his head and reclaim that good elbow position. Now the problem with this is, as soon as I get here, he's gonna start moving toward a scarf hold. He's gonna start moving toward head and arm, okay? So as soon as I clear that elbow, I have to be ready to put this hand right on the back of his armpit. I have to be ready to bridge again so he doesn't grab this elbow tight. So as he goes to grab the elbow, I bridge and push, and I hide my elbow under my body. I'm gonna base in my right foot, and I'm gonna thread my left leg through, turn my hips over, and if Johnny's a good grappler, which he is, he's gonna throw this whizzer in, but at least now I'm out of the arm triangle position, and I'm wrestling up to my feet.